Let me start with a truth most men overlook. A woman doesn't usually miss you when you're around, when you're chasing, when you're proving yourself every day. She misses you when you stop, when your presence turns into absence, when your attention, that steady stream she thought was endless, dries up. That's when her mind begins to race. That's when the silence gets louder than the words. And that's when regret sets in. But here's the Stoic lesson that most men miss. Whether she misses you or not is not where your focus should be. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. What's right for you as a man is to live by principle, not by her reactions. To walk with dignity, not to beg for recognition. Still, understanding how women think, how they begin to miss a man they once overlooked, will give you clarity. Not so you can manipulate her, not so you can plot revenge, but so you can see reality as it is, not as you hope it to be. That's the Stoic way. So let's walk through it step by step. I'll show you the exact psychological shifts women experience when they realize they took you for granted, and more importantly, I'll tie each one to a Stoic principle that will change the way you carry yourself. 1. It begins when you stop reaching out. At first, she doesn't notice. She assumes you'll text like you always do. She scrolls through her phone, half expecting your name to pop up. When it doesn't, she tells herself you're probably busy. But a few days pass, and suddenly she feels that emptiness. Here's what's really happening. She was used to being pursued. Your consistency was the background music of her life. She tuned it out, thinking it was just noise. But now that it's gone, she notices a silence. And silence forces her to think. From the Stoic lens, this is detachment in action. Epictetus taught, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. By no longer reaching out, you free yourself. You're no longer controlled by her mood swings, her hot and cold behavior, her tests. You've taken your energy back. She may miss you, yes, but more importantly, you're no longer enslaved by needing her to respond. You reclaimed your freedom. 2. She remembers the little things she overlooked. When a woman looks back, it's rarely the grand gestures she misses. It's the small, steady acts of care, the good morning texts, the way you noticed when she was tired, the way you remember details she barely mentioned. When you stop giving, those things echo, not because they were huge, but because they were rare. Other men don't do them. And now she realizes she brushed off what made you different. The Stoic lesson here is about value. Seneca wrote, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. She wasted your effort, your attention, your presence by not appreciating them in the moment. That's her loss. Your role as a man is not to resent it, but to learn. Never waste yourself on someone who cannot see your worth. Your time is the most precious currency. If she didn't value it, invest it elsewhere. 3. She plays it cool, but inside she's spiraling. Outwardly, she posts stories of living her best life. She laughs a little louder with her friends. Maybe she even entertains someone new. But behind closed doors, her mind is restless. She replays your conversations. She wonders if she pushed too far. This is the battle between ego and emotion. Her ego won't let her admit she misses you. Her emotion knows the truth. She lost something valuable. Here's the Stoic parallel. The world is full of noise, but truth is quiet. Epictetus said, it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. She's disturbed, not by you being gone, but by her own interpretation. What if he doesn't care anymore? What if I was wrong? Your silence gives her no fuel. And that's what drives her inward. For the ego battles emotion, and emotion wins eventually. At first, her pride tells her not to care. She says to herself, if he really wanted me, he would fight for me. That's ego. But emotion doesn't stay buried forever. At night, when she's alone, when no one's watching, the truth hits. She feels the absence in her chest. The Stoics knew this about human nature. Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If her thoughts are filled with regret, longing, or what-ifs, her spirit reflects it. No amount of distraction can cover it forever. And here's your lesson. You don't need to win the ego battle for her. Let time do it. Your restraint, your refusal to beg, allows her own emotions to convict her. That's real power, the power of patience and discipline. 5. When she sees you glow without her, it stings. Nothing triggers a woman's regret faster than seeing a man she took for granted thriving without her. She scrolls past your pictures, you're smiling, hitting the gym, leveling up, at peace. Not bitter, not chasing, just better. That's when it cuts deep, because it proves she didn't break you. It proves she underestimated you. From the Stoic perspective, this is living in accordance with nature. You didn't glow to get her attention. You glow because growth is your duty as a man. You don't seek revenge, you seek excellence. And ironically, excellence itself is a revenge. Epictetus again. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. That's what you're doing. She sees it, and she feels the loss. 6. Your silence becomes a mirror. Silence is not empty. It's a mirror. When you stop filling the air with words, she hears her own, and that's terrifying. Now she has to face the reality of what she did. The moment she dismissed you, the time she tested you, the way she assumed you'd always be there. Your silence reflects it all back at her. In Stoicism, silence is a form of strength. Musonius Rufus said, "We should discipline ourselves in small things, and from them progress to things of greater value." Practicing silence is discipline. Instead of begging, you reflect. Instead of chasing, you detach. And the result? She misses you more deeply than words could ever provoke. 7. If you let her treat you like you're replaceable, she will. Here's a hard truth. If you constantly prove yourself to someone who doesn't value you, you teach them that you're expendable. If you accept crumbs, you'll always get crumbs. Women don't respect what they can control. They respect what they could lose. The Stoics would call this self-respect through control. You can't control her treatment of you, but you can control your acceptance of it. Epictetus was clear. You may fetter my leg, but not even Zeus himself can overpower my will. If you don't respect your own worth, why should she? 8. She starts comparing others to you. When she meets new men, she expects them to measure up to what you gave. The patience, the attentiveness, the emotional depth. When they don't, and they usually don't, she feels a void. But that's no longer your concern. The Stoic lesson? Don't cling to being unforgettable. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily. Soon you will have forgotten the world, and soon the world will have forgotten you. Whether she compares others to you or not, your duty remains the same. Live as the best version of yourself. If she regrets, fine. If she doesn't, fine. Your path is unchanged. 9. The regret turns into a wake-up call. Over time, missing you shifts into regret. She realizes she might have lost something rare. Not just a man who liked her, but a man who truly cared. Regret is painful, but it's hers to carry. For you, the Stoic principle is acceptance of fate, a more fatty, lo, what happens. If she regrets and comes back, you'll decide from strength, not desperation. If she doesn't, you still won, because you've grown stronger, wiser, freer. 10. You become the man she can't reach anymore. This is a final stage. She might try to reach out. A casual text, a like on your photo, a comment pretending to be harmless. But by now, you're not the same man. You're not chasing. You're not waiting. You've built yourself into someone higher. And here's the paradox. That's the man she misses the most. Not the one who gave endlessly. The one who realized his worth and walked with quiet confidence. That's the man she regrets losing. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." That's it. You don't need her validation. You don't need her recognition. You just need to embody the man you know you are. So, when does a woman start missing a man she took for granted? When his silence replaces his chasing. When his glow replaces his begging. When his self-respect replaces his desperation. But here's the ultimate Stoic truth. It doesn't matter if she misses you. What matters is that you no longer miss yourself in the process of chasing someone who couldn't see your worth. You win not by making her regret. You win by becoming unshakable, by valuing your time, by detaching from what you cannot control. And ironically, that's exactly when she realizes what she lost. But by then, the question isn't does she miss you? The real question is, do you even care anymore?